Spurs are minus 106 in the other Wednesday game at home.
This
Milan.
is way more exciting than the other one.
AC Milan comes to visit Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They're plus 280 on the three-way line. The draw is plus 260. Spurs down 1-0 on aggregate. So they got to go for it here. Milan to advance minus 188. Spurs plus 137. Similar to the Chelsea Dortmund match. Spurs is 33-1. Milan is actually longer. They're 50-1 to win the entire tournament. I think this one's going to be a Big Ten football game. If you're an American listener, you get that reference. It's going to be, an absolute slog. Kind of a snoozer. Maybe it's a 1-0 win for one side or the other, but I can't really see this thing getting off the rails too much. So I actually like the draw at plus 260 here. I think it's just going to be pretty low event. I think the draw is always going to be in play. What do you guys think? Anthony, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I bet the under. I'll have a full preview for this match and PSG Bayern. I'm extremely excited to write on Monday about these, but I will be previewing both in the Action Network app and on the website as well, so you can read some more in-depth analysis there. But I like the under again. I bet the under in the first leg, stone cold under. Betting it again in the second leg back in Tottenham. And I mean, we do this song and dance a lot with Spurs and how good are they, and we go back and forth. But even in their wins against West Ham and Chelsea and Fulham, it was led by the defense. The defense has been good. The defense played well against Wolves. I know they lost 1-0, but they played well as a whole, conceded, half an expected goal, a fluke deflected rebound, put back. Wolves didn't really look like threatening. And now Milan comes with a lead. And I actually think Milan is kind of comfortable in these kind of situations when they get to defend a little bit deeper, sitting kind of like a mid block, and then look to transition through Leao, who did not play against Fiorentina. I do wonder if he was rested a little bit. I know he's been in and out of form, but I wonder if he was rested a little bit because of the Champions League on Wednesday. And so he's their best kind of transition player. But I think Tottenham will have more control of this game than they did the first leg because they're at home. They're trailing, so they kind of have to take it to a team. But we've seen this with Tottenham. Like, if they can't score off set pieces, they're just not that good. And friend of the pod, Michael Cayley, had a tweet, which I thought was interesting. Last season, Spurs got about half of a goal per 90 from non-penalty goal per 90 from Kulu, Son, and Kane. This year, it's like 0.37. That's a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot. But that's a huge drop-off when you're really relying on those three players to score, because you don't really get much from your midfield, especially now that Bentancur is injured. And the fullbacks are not providing anything. Pedro Porro shown flashes. Perisic looks like the World Cup was the end of his career. And so even if Milan concedes, and this is the thing, even if Milan goes down 1-0 early or it goes down 1-0 in general, I don't think the plan changes. Like, they have to come out a little bit more. They're not protecting a lead anymore, but you're not going to see this match become truly back and forth until you get to like a 2-0 situation. And in which case I would be pretty surprised if that happens early, because Spurs attack is anemic. So I like the under. I think Tottenham's defense got hit early in that match, like kind of on a shock play, and then was otherwise good in the first leg. They'll have a better midfield for this match. Højbjerg's back. So yeah, under 2.5.
BJ, you're kind of looking at a similar angle here. I think all three of us are kind of on the same page.
Yeah, I'm joining Anthony on the under. It's funny. Like, AC Milan scored in the 7th minute of the match, and then they just sat back and defended in their own half and let Tottenham have the ball. I mean, Spurs, they're not typically a field tilt type team. They usually get the field tilted on them. They had a 72% field tilt and an expected threat of 1.5 in that first leg against AC Milan, and are only able to muster 6 penalty box shots and 0.59 expected goals. So the question is, what's going to change in this second leg? I don't think very much. I mean, AC Milan's going to get they've got Mike Maignan back in goal, which is obviously a huge upgrade for them. So that'll improve their defense, which is only allowing 0.95 non-penalty expected goals in Serie A, which we may need to have a conversation after these ties, if all these Italian teams go through, of, is Serie A actually like a really good league, and should we respect them more? But in any case, I mean, AC Milan in Serie A this season are very good defending both crosses and set pieces, which is obviously, like Anthony mentioned, massive against Tottenham. And against Tottenham only had 9 box entries and they only completed 2 crosses into the penalty area and had 0.18 XG off of set pieces. And again, I ask, what's going to change? I don't think very much, because Tottenham's offense has shown that when you give them the ball and you say, hey, Tottenham, break us down, we're just going to sit back, they tend to struggle. And I know AC Milan just gave up over 2 expected goals to Fiorentina over the weekend, but in their previous 5 matches before that, they only conceded a total of 2.8 expected goals. And those 5 opponents were Inter, Torino, Tottenham, Monza, and Atalanta. That's not a cupcake schedule. That's some pretty good offenses in there. So I'm with Anthony. I like the value under 2.5 goals. I think this is going to turn into basically what we saw in the first leg. And I think AC Milan's going to be very capable sitting deep in their low block. And even if Tottenham does score first, it's not like Anthony mentioned, I don't think this match is going to open up for either side. I think Tottenham will probably say, okay, we got our goal, and then let's just sit back and look to counter. But AC Milan's probably thinking the same thing. So it's going to be this weird kind of stalemate, which I don't think there's going to be a lot of possession. It's, not much back and forth. So yeah, I'm with you. Under 2.5 goals.
I think this has a good chance of like going to penalties. I just see Tottenham probably winning this 1-0. I mean, I shouldn't say that because they haven't been reliable at all, but I do think they're the better team and they're at home. So
why am I not on both teams to score no here?
Just on the pure number, I actually do have a little bit of value in Tottenham at -110, which is rare for me these days. But I'm also just kind of low on Milan too. So, yeah, Fiorentina dominated that match. They were completely penning them in. I don't think Tottenham's good enough at pressing to do that or tilting the field consistently. So, yeah, I think this is a good under, and I will have a side screen up for this one. Hopefully Tottenham gets through. 2-0 would be the dream, and then we can go out gracefully in the quarterfinals.
Against PSG.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be a fun matchup.
Good luck trying to break down that low block, Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe versus Matt Doherty's gone.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Pedro Porro and Eric Dyer. Oh boy. Emerson Royale masterclass incoming.